So we're back here once again in CABELA'S Outdoor Adventures for another Throwback Thursday, and I think the second to last in this particular game. But one of the things that I saw a lot in the comments of these videos is that a lot of you guys wanted to see new weapons, and we haven't used that 270 from the very beginning. So I grabbed the 338, I think it's the highest caliber, went and set it in. It's actually a good looking gun. So we'll see that in just a second, because we are headed to, I think, mission number 10, Prince of Wales Island, and we're actually going for a Trophy Legend Sitka Blacktail, which last time we shot a giant one for the last mission, so I'm curious if it's going to be even bigger. But no weapon restrictions, so we can use that 338, and hopefully we can just get straight in here. I'm going to guess from what I'm seeing there, that is probably our buck. Can just see huge antlers, and that might even be bigger than the one that we shot in the last video. I'm not sure. I still think it's crazy that there's Sitka Blacktail getting this big, but this is the 338. I really actually like the woodstock, and it looks better when we're not in such a shaded area, but if we can just kind of go for a headshot here. It's a much quieter sounding gun than the 270, but it's such like a, I don't know, classic CABELA'S game gun sound. I really like that. 231 for this guy. I don't remember the score of our last one. 20 point. Not sure if it's going to be a high score or not. I guess we'll find out.
One more mission under your belt.
I guess it's actually not one. So what did we get last time? And we unlocked a 22. I'm not sure at what point we'd ever bring that in as our main weapon, but we could have used that on rabbits a video or two back. So interestingly, it was not a high score, but it actually ties the score of the buck that we shot last time. Both were 231s and 11x9s. I don't think they're the exact same rack. Maybe they are. But either way, not a bad way to start. And we're actually going to go back and forth this time. So we're going to go into one of the contests. We have to do skeet shooting, so it'll be pretty quick, but we got to switch to our shotgun. I think this will be a little more challenging because there's two different areas where the clay is going to be thrown from. So we'll try to actually see them on their way. Gets interesting, and that is really going to be interesting. I don't know how we were supposed to hit both there. Guess we'll sort of see eventually if we can get a double. So I think we'll get a double throw here. And I feel like from what I've sort of learned doing this, we should be able to actually get a double. Only one we got the entire time. I guess we still have maybe more chances.
That. Excellent. You passed.
Well, alright. I guess that was that. Took a little while to get used to trying to hit two of them. Didn't get first place. Not sure if it really matters. But we'll go on to the next mission then. They must just really like the muzzleloader in this game or something, because there's yet another muzzleloader mission. We gotta take a black bear, 2 squirrels, and a Sika buck. And each squirrel has to be shot, killed, and claimed before shooting the next. And because it seems like we just have forced auto-claim at this point, that's not gonna be a big deal. So we'll just head straight in. And it says that we're going after black bear first, which we've not gotten to take yet today. So that will be a potential lodge addition. Gotta find a green dot, and we've done really well with all these other animals getting males just really by accident. There's not much of a way to tell, so hopefully we can keep that up. So really this is just the first one we've seen. I don't know if there's any way to tell if one's bigger or smaller than the others, so I think we'll just go ahead and take that guy. We got the squirrels coming next, and I think it's gonna auto-claim for us here. We got another male. Interesting the way they score them. It's one of the highest things we've shot at all, or maybe the highest total score we've seen. So interesting.
This is a new high score for this species.
And that'll get to possibly complete the lodge. I guess the squirrels were the other thing we're missing. And we've already seen, as just we're running around here looking for a bear, they are kind of slow like the skunks and the other really small game species, so we can just kind of run at them. Kind of like what we got going here, although I don't think this one can go anywhere due to the water. I think it's just turning around and going back this way. Let's see. That'll be simple enough. Got a 1 score. If they score above 1, that would be interesting.
This is a high-scoring trophy.
We'll see if we can get a male or do better, but I can't imagine we can do worse. So, if we can just kind of do the same thing. We're on to a Sika buck. We got actually another female. Might be the first time we didn't get a male at all of a species, but I guess they're just squirrels, so they're going to look all the same in the lodge. I'm not sure if it's the specific area, but it's like this Sika buck can't do anything but run around here. Okay.
That is not legal game.
Well, What was I supposed to do about that?
This is your final warning.
That scared me. Turning around and having it, like, reared up like that, or it might have been just the hill. So we nearly drowned earlier just basically trying to take a shortcut. That's why most of the gray is gone from our health bar in the bottom left. And then we had that. So if we could have hit that, that would have been nice. Just need to get out of here alive at this point. Well, that's nice of him. Just run right to us after all that. I really was wondering if we were going to have to redo that entire thing once that bear got to us, but I guess we're good.
That was a tough mission. Nice work.
It shouldn't have been, but it turned into one. Anyway, on to, I guess, another contest. I do want to see our bear in the lodge super quick. Because now, actually, with the squirrel, that's going to be, is it the 3rd level? Completely done, or the 4th maybe. So clearly the model's kind of lacking detail there. But we shot a 16-year-old male, so it had to be a good one. And I actually like to have it kind of rising up out of the brush there. Sort of like what happened to us as we were looking for our Sika deer. And then, actually, the squirrel's surprisingly detailed. Nice. Anyway, we're going to go to, I think it was another, is it clay shooting this time? See if we can just complete that quickly. Well, that's getting thrown straight at us. Makes it interesting. And apparently there's going to be a lot of targets in these ones. This might take a while. Alright. That was a lot of shooting. Kind of stopped just aiming down sight. It seemed to do just fine.
Practicing.
I think we ended up with exactly 1,500, which is 15 targets hit. Took a while to get to that, but that one's done. And that's going to be it for the shooting contest. And I want to see, next time there's a trophy counter and an archery contest. And as for what we're going to do for contests for the rest of this video, we have a, I think, is it a Sitka blacktail again? Oh no, this one's Axis deer. And then we have a goose deer one, but for the moment, we're going back to missions. And I'm not even sure where we're headed now. Oh, actually, this is one I like. So we're going for the Trophy Legend Sika buck. I really want to see how big they can get, because I don't think there was anything about a Trophy Legend Sika before. And we got to take 2 does. So it'll tell us probably what order we got to do that in. We'll grab our 338 once again. And hopefully, actually we need to switch our clothing and stuff. Hopefully the bears and stuff on that map are a little kinder to us. I mean, based on everything we've seen, that's got to be our Trophy Legend Sika. And I think there might be some kind of clear shot through there right when he steps past that stuff. And he might be in velvet, because those are not the same antlers as what we've seen before. Not sure what's happening to him there, but putting the gun down for a second is going to have us a little more steady. And apparently that was our one. Still not a fan of the whole autoclaim thing, but that was velvet. So we've shot a bunch that seemed to have that like rack texture that didn't label as velvet. But a Trophy Legend velvet actually is pretty cool. It's an 8x8.
This is a new high score for this species.
Figured it pretty much had to be. So we'll try to be careful to make sure no bears take us down and have us lose out on that. Because if we had to start over, I think we'd have to hunt the Trophy Legend again. I do see a actually Sika buck over there, so I guess that's not going to be one of our doe tags. That one's actually what we're looking for. And since you just stopped there to call for a second, you can go ahead and get her out of the way. That was a 40-yard shot, chest shot. I don't really understand the scoring, because sometimes they seem to go way higher scoring. But hopefully then, if this other deer icon that wasn't that buck we spooked is a doe, we can be done with this mission. It took far too long to get over here, but we have a doe just bedded right over in there. I think if we scoot over a little bit, we'll have a slightly, at least, more clear shot at the chest. And that should do it for this mission. So I'm actually excited to go back and compare our Trophy Legend Sika to the other ones.
One more mission under your belt.
And then I think we have 1 mission and 2 contests left to do yet. Got a javelina call, so that might become useful at some point. But let's actually see this. So we can kind of see 2 of the other ones on the wall behind him. And for one, they're way smaller, but you can see the velvet on this guy. It sticks out a lot. Maybe it's like the contrast with the fur color, but I actually like it. And he was a 10-year-old 238 score. But now, we're going to go on to the contest, and I think we're after a Axis deer, which the requirement is 125. We got to take it with a scoped shotgun. I don't even know what shotgun can take a scope, so that might take a second. but I'm pretty sure our best access is like 121 or something, so we're basically guaranteed a high score if we can do this. That's actually kind of a neat thing. He's got like a split brow tine going on, and that's the only buck I've seen, so I'm thinking the range we started this shotgun in for should be roughly that. I made it kind of high for 25. And looks like that is the right buck. He was 140 actually. Not too bad. Says non-typical, but apparently that just means like an uneven rack, like a 3x4 or anything that's not essentially, in this case, like a 4x4 or a 3x3. So 140 is a good like 20 better than our last best one.
That score beats the experts.
And now we have one more mission and one more of these competitions to do. And somewhat fitting, we're heading straight back to Kerr County there. And probably, from the look of this, we'll get to use that javelina collar. So we need to take 2 of them with a handgun within 40 yards. And I guess, is it just one within 40 yards and the other one can be any range but with a ground blind? I think I'm reading that right. So we've not used a handgun at all. We're gonna have to buy one of those and get that sighted in. And I mean, if we're gonna buy a handgun, we might as well get the 500 Magnum.
Excellent choice.
And is there a handgun scope? I assume there is, yeah.
I think you made a real deal here.
So we'll get that sighted in. And we should be set to go for a javelina hunt. We have to buy a blind, but that doesn't require anything more than just purchasing. So I think we're gonna be okay. We're hitting pretty high there at about 16 yards. If there's one thing I don't care for with the target ranges, it's that we can't actually move some of the targets very far back. But I think we'll be good for anything basically up to 40 yards there. There are some objectives in this game that I just don't understand, but I have a theory that that was going to allow us to let us take one down. So the javelina collar that we unlocked, that basically was making us fail. The last 2 times, I set up a blind, caught in a javelina, shot it, and we failed.
Congratulations. It's a new high score.
The thing is, I didn't see anywhere in there anything about not being able to use the call. Like, I don't get sometimes why certain things do that, but I think I might just go with the same strategy. Basically, there's like a corner here on the map. I think if we open up, we can see it. And they can't go any further than like back here, so if we just kind of wait, they seem to wander out this way. And I'm just not going to use the call at this point. There's no way I'm trying to redo that, so we'll get within 40 without a caller. I mean, this might work. Did that kill him? I guess so. Alright, well basically, I could not see him for the longest time, and he just ran by it 20 yards. The way that all went, and as long as that took from trying to set up the blind a bunch of times, I am more than happy to take him that way.
That was a tough mission. Nice work.
It shouldn't have been, but why we unlock a javelina call right before going to do that mission and then can't use it, I have no idea. But one last contest, I think we're going for coos deer. See if that's actually the case. Should be in, is that the Chihuahua region? And we gotta take a 250 score plus with a bow. So we'll have to switch some stuff around again, but the coos deer weren't too bad last time. So hopefully that'll be the case again for this hunt. Well, that's gotta be the buck we're supposed to be after. And I actually don't know that we've seen that rack on any of the deer before, because I think the coos deer and the whitetail share some of the same like options for antlers. But that one I didn't see any of the bigger like drop tines on, and that's like what the rest of the rack looked like. So I'd like to get him, but because of what happened with the javelina, I don't think I want to try using a call or anything, so it's going to be interesting trying to spot and stock with a bow, but hopefully we can get it done. This is as good a position as we've been able to get into. He's kind of actually walking our way just a bit. Just want to get a little more of a clear shot. And I think we finally have this done. He had an unreal ability, 453 by the way. It might be our highest score in general. Apparently that was just a leg shot. He's a 24 point, but he had an incredible ability to be just behind a hill in the perfect way to always spook as soon as we got close. But we finally got ourselves in position, finally made the shot.
This one goes on the high scores list.
And I think it's even bigger than our biggest mule deer.
The experts.
Yeah, by over 200, somehow. Let's go back. That was our last hunt for today, but I want to compare, if we go to the right place. The biggest mule deer, our Rocky Mountain, was 441. Our desert was 494. Okay, so that was still the biggest. And then our coos deer was, what was he again? 453. That's still crazy that somehow the coos deer gets bigger than that giant Rocky Mountain mule deer we shot. But finally, done with that, and next time we'll be completely wrapping up the game. We've got, I think, 7 total hunts to go on, counting the 2 like shooting contests. And the one that I'm probably looking forward to the most is the last contest here. We get to go for a red deer, which has to be at least over 400, and I don't know what our best is, but we'll find that out next time. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.